She was the first woman to rule China in name and power, yet history remembers her as a monster. A queen who mutilated rivals. A mother who poisoned her son. A grandmother who killed her own grandson. But was Lü Zhi truly just a vicious villain? Or was she a strategic leader forced to play a brutal game in a man's world? 2,000 years ago, Lü Zhi shattered the ultimate glass ceiling. For 15 years, she controlled the Han Empire through the reigns of her son and grandsons. She defended her family's power with ruthless precision, but in doing so, sparked a legacy of bloodshed that would end in the massacre of her entire clan. This is the story of how one woman ruled an empire, and why history remembers her. To understand Lü Zhi, we have to meet her husband, Lü Bong. Born into a peasant family, Lü Bong was merely a low-ranking patrol officer by his 30s, yet he knew how to make friends everywhere he went. His fortunes changed when he met Lü Gong, a man skilled in physiognomy. Recognizing Lü Bong's extraordinary destiny, Lü Gong offered him the hand of his daughter Lü Zhi, 15 years his junior. This marriage laid the foundation for Lü Bang's future rise. When the Qin dynasty's cruelty sparked widespread rebellion, Lü Bong seized the moment, rallying his own army. His slogan? 3 rules. Kill a man. You die. Hurt someone. Punished. Steal. Jail. Simple. Fair. Revolutionary. While his rival Xiongnu fought gloriously, Lü Bong played the long game. He let Xiong take the risks, then swooped into Qin's capital first, earning the people's loyalty. This defiance enraged Xiongnu, who summoned Lü Bong to a banquet with assassination in mind. His survival hinged on a masterful performance, shedding humble tears, laying on the flattery, and making a sneaky escape under the pretense of a bathroom break, a classic underdog move that saved his life. His keen eye for talent and ability to deploy it effectively were the engines of his rise to power. Lü Bong's genius lay not in his own military prowess, but in his exceptional skill of leveraging the strengths of others. The brilliant General Han Xin to win his battles, the master strategist Zhang Liang to outthink his foes, and the administrative virtuoso Xiao He to consolidate his gains and govern his territories. This triumvirate of talent provided the crucial foundation upon which his empire was built. While facing the legendary warrior Xiongnu, Lü Bong suffered a crushing defeat at the Battle of Pengcheng, 30,000 cavalry scattering his 560,000 men in hours. Fleeing with just a few riders, he repeatedly pushed his own son and daughter from his carriage to escape faster. Ruthless act that revealed the cold pragmatism beneath his populist image. Moreover, his father, Lü Taigong, and his wife Lü Zhi were captured by Chu forces and endured 2 years as hostages in the Chu military camp. This ordeal forged Lü Zhi in fire. The captive years stripped away her identity as a dutiful wife, replacing it with a hardened resolve and a thirst for control. She learned survival through ruthlessness and returned not just a hostage freed, but a political strategist forged in steel. In October 203 BC, acting on Zhang Liang's counsel, Lü Bong infeft Han Xin, Peng Yu, and Yingbu as kings. This shrewd political move secured their allegiance, and their combined forces, numbering some 500,000 troops, swiftly encircled Xiongnu's army at Gaixia. By 202 BC, the once invincible hegemon king of Western Chu faced total defeat and took his own life. Thus, Lü Bong finally prevailed in the 4-year Chu-Han contention. At 54, Lü Bong ascended as emperor, founding the Han Dynasty, a golden age that would last 400 years. Lü Zhi became empress, while her son Lü Ying was named the crown prince. Once the empire was conquered, those non-imperial kings quickly became the most direct threat to the newly established power couple. They began by targeting the weakest. Lü Bong personally led a campaign to capture and execute the king of Yen. The following year, Han Xin, the king of Chu and their most formidable rival, was stripped of his title and placed under house arrest in the capital. He was later executed on Empress Lü's orders. In the third year, the king of Han defected to the Xiongnu, whose forces pushed south toward Han. Forced to respond, Lü Bong personally led the campaign, but was besieged for 7 days at Mount Baideng. He narrowly escaped by offering a bride to the wife of the Xiongnu leader, an experience that exposed the overwhelming superiority of Xiongnu cavalry and shook the emperor deeply. Upon returning, Lü Bong initiated the Heqin policy, a strategic marriage alliance aimed at securing peace through diplomacy rather than force. And the siege of Baideng exposed a dual crisis. The frontier kingdoms were neither loyal nor capable of defending the realm. In response, the power couple intensified their campaign to eliminate the remaining non-Lü kings. They methodically forced Yingbu into rebellion, then crushed it with a brutal personal campaign by Lü Bong. Pengyu, another powerful king, was falsely accused of treason, brutally executed, and his body minced into paste, a grim warning to any who might challenge the throne. With the feudal kings gone, the throne's greatest threat became Empress Lü herself. She had built a powerful clan faction with military influence, while her son, the crown prince Lü Ying, was seen as too weak to rule. In this precarious climate, Lü Bong saw his favorite concubine consort Qi, a woman of humble origins with no powerful relatives, as a safe alternative. He attempted to promote her son, Lü Rui, as crown prince. This move failed but ignited Empress Lü's profound hatred and set the stage for a vicious power struggle. Then, Lü Bong executed a final plan. To protect his favored son, he made the young boy king of Zhao, a powerful and distant state, to keep him safe from Empress Lü. He then forced his ministers to swear the White Horse Oath, vowing that only Lius could be kings and only the meritorious could be lords. This was less about past rebels and more about fencing in Empress Lü, a last effort to limit her power after his death. In 195 BC, Lü Bong died. The 16-year-old Lü Ying ascended the throne as Emperor Hui, but true power resided with his mother, Lü Zhi. Empress Lü unleashed years of pent-up fury upon consort Qi and her son. Qi was forced into prison garb and made to pound rice with a heavy pestle from dawn till dusk. In her despair, she sang, "My son is a king. I am a slave. All day I pound rice till evening, living side by side with death." Lü Zhi then summoned the 12-year-old Lü Rui, now king of Zhao, to the capital. Emperor Hui, sympathetic and protective, kept the boy constantly at his side, even sharing his bed. But one morning, Hui left early while Rui slept. Lü seized her chance and had him poisoned. He was dead before Hui returned. Then, Lü Zhi subjected consort Qi to horrific mutilation, turning her into a human pig, a living body with limbs amputated, eyes gouged out, and hearing destroyed. The young emperor broke down in tears and suffered a profound psychological shock. Traumatized and disillusioned, he withdrew from all governance, drowning himself in drink and debauchery, and never again involved himself in state affairs. In 192 BC, Empress Lü arranged the marriage of her 19-year-old son Emperor Hui to his 11-year-old niece Zhang Yan, a strategic union intended to ensure the next heir possessed both Lü and Lü bloodlines, thereby consolidating her clan's dominance. She then forcibly took a son born to a palace maid and presented him as Empress Zhang Yan's own. The infant was named Crown Prince, while his birth mother was put to death. In 188 BC, the 23-year-old Emperor Hui died. The Crown Prince, Lü Gong, was placed on the throne, and Empress Lü retained firm control as the regent ruler of the Han Empire. The next year, Empress Lü made her kinsmen kings, breaking the dynasty's rule against empowering maternal clans. Years later, the young Emperor Lü Gong, upon learning of his mother's execution by Empress Lü, vowed revenge. "You killed my mother. When I grow up, I will act." In response, Lü had him imprisoned and secretly executed, then placed his brother Lü Hong on the throne. In 180 BC, Empress Lü died. Immediately, a coup was launched by the ministers under the banner, "Young Emperor and the kings are not truly Emperor Hui's sons. They were fraudulently enthroned by the Lü clan." In the purge that followed, both Lü relatives and Emperor Hui's sons were systematically eliminated. But here's the fascinating paradox of Lü Zhi. Inside the palace, she was a nightmare, but for the average person in China, her 15-year rule was surprisingly good. She was a competent administrator. She lowered taxes, eased harsh punishments, and promoted trade. She continued her husband's policies that helped the empire recover from war and prosper. As historians of the time conceded, she governed so effectively that the people scarcely remembered she was a woman. So, which is the real Lü Zhi? The answer is both. She could be viciously cruel to her political enemies while simultaneously being an effective, forward-thinking leader for her nation. It's a contradiction we often see in history's strongest rulers. Lü Bang and Lü Zhi, the founding couple of the Han Dynasty, forged a system that endured for 400 years and gave us the term Han Chinese. Yet their worst acts set precedents. Lü Bang's kill the founding heroes became a standard tactic in the playbook of Chinese emperors. They prove history isn't about good or evil. It's about power, survival, and building something that outlives you.